Listen here, Fudd. Put your gun up. It's Bitcoin season.
That, sir, is a fabrication. It is altcoin season.
Bitcoin season.
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 Altcoin season. I tried to tell you it's altcoins.
Big shout out to those of you guys who are liking our videos, commenting, subscribing. Love having these subscribers. Go ahead and like our videos. It helps more people to see them. Welcome to your daily crypto news. So as of today, I don't know what season is. I don't know if it's altcoin season. I don't know if it's Bitcoin season. I don't know if it's FUD season. Not really sure which season it is. So if you go to CoinMarketCap and look, you'll see that today it's a lot of sideways action. A lot of the either ups or downs or gains or losses, depending on how you want to look at it. They are not large numbers. There are a few coins that are doing pretty well. Tron is actually up 10%. Icon up 13%. And if you look at Verge is pumping right now. It's up at about 20%. So I'm not really sure why it's pumping so hard right now. I've been seeing a lot of action on it on Twitter. People talking about it. I think they have a large partnership announcement coming out. They've asked some of their community to go ahead and pump the coin. So the announcement, makes a big impact. So we have that going on. So let's look at some exciting news. I think that, there's a lot of FUD right now, but at the same time, there's so much good news, but it's long-term good news. It's not necessarily that any of these news stories, like for instance, the one we did yesterday talking about Jack Dorsey, bullish on crypto and bullish on Bitcoin. Like, that's huge. We have one of the premier people in Silicon Valley endorsing Bitcoin. So today's story is another long-term good story, which is crypto finds a friendly EU island in the sun. Now, what this is referring to is Binance is going to be opening an exchange in Malta. Apparently, Malta is an island. It is very friendly toward the cryptocurrency space. And so the CEO of Binance, I hope I'm going to say his name right, Zhao Shangpeng, also known on Twitter as CZ, has said they're going to be moving there. So it's really big. I think the biggest thing about this is they're going to start, if you read here, a fiat to crypto exchange. So I don't know what cryptos that will include. I don't know if it'll include all the coins, but this is big news because, as everybody knows, Coinbase is not everybody's favorite place to go to buy crypto. But unfortunately for a lot of us, especially those in the United States, there just isn't really a great option. So Coinbase is where we go. But I think this is big news. This is going to be, when this exchange opens, I think we'll see quite a bit of a pump. So let's go over here to the next story and look at Google. It is going to create its own blockchain. And I think we're going to see this is going to be more and more and more common. You can kind of think of blockchain as where it's going is like another layer to the internet almost. You can kind of see it with, for instance, Steemit is a social media that is on blockchain. You have to have a private key to post on it and things like that. So as we continue to have more and more companies moving toward blockchain, who is this bad for? Well, it's bad for those companies that are not going to change. It's bad for companies, like just think about Blockbuster. I always say, this is a famous quote that I have, which is, what was the safest job in America in 1995? A Blockbuster manager. We just looked at Toys R Us. Toys R Us is now closing down all of its retail stores. It is another victim to Amazon. So any company that doesn't change is going to get put under. So that's why Google, obviously an innovative company, is looking to put a lot of its stuff on blockchain. Now, who else is it bad for? It's bad for trolls. Once we have social media that is on the blockchain, and hopefully we'll have some new companies. I know there's a lot of stuff about Facebook that people aren't happy about. Some new social media companies that will come out on the blockchain that people will really go to. And with a blockchain social media, you're not going to have trolls. You're going to have verified people on there. So if you're the type of person that likes to create fake accounts just to troll people, then, I don't really feel bad for you. So I think that where we're going in this is eventually we're going to see where that's really not as prevalent on the internet. So we've been living in the wild, wild west of the internet for a long time now, where pretty much anything goes. And I'm not saying regulation is a good thing, but I do think verification is a good thing. It's not a good thing for someone to create an account and go on to the Musical.ly app and make rude comments towards a 9-year-old girl making a video. Or even if you take it a little bit further and you say it's not good for people to be making pervy comments to a 9-year-old girl making a music video. So I think that Google obviously sees this coming, and there is already a browser, if you read here, that is built on the blockchain, on the Ethereum blockchain. And Google's going to try to get in on this before it's too late. So let's look at another story here. Once again, more adoption. These are all stories that are just big for adoption. When we're looking at this, these are not small companies. Every day, more and more legit companies are coming out and are endorsing blockchain, showing they're doing something to work with blockchain. They're talking about blockchain. And it's just huge news all the way around. And I don't know why that doesn't seem to be affecting the price right now. You know, maybe in the future we're not going to see the same level of volatility in cryptocurrency. Maybe the more normalized and regulated it gets, we see smaller volatility, which makes for lesser gains, but still speaks to the more exciting technology aspect of cryptocurrency and blockchain. So the U.S. Postal Service files patent for backing up data with the blockchain. The USPS believes the blockchain holds the key to a more efficient and secure identification system. Think about this. Blockchain is going to solve so many problems we have. It really is crazy. I don't know if you guys have watched the TED Talk. Oh, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but the gentleman's name who does the TED Talk on blockchain, and he just talks about in the future, which we're almost to now, it's not that far in the future, things are going to be so different. And this is another piece of that puzzle. So think about how many times have you moved and you still continue to get letters from the people who lived in the house before you lived in it. It happens all the time. Think about when you forward mail and that process of eventually getting everybody to have your new address. Imagine if all of this was on the U.S. Postal Service blockchain, and when you moved, all it took was one notification to them that you're moved, and there's no forwarding. Everything immediately gets transferred to your new address. And they know that when they get a letter to a certain person that is supposedly living in a house, the USPS will know that that person no longer lives there. I get mail. I've lived in my house now for about 6 years, 5.5, 6 years. And we still get mail for up to 4 people, 4 different families that lived in this house before we lived in it. People that rented a house. And I don't know, maybe it's from people that don't even live, that never even lived here. I'm not sure. But I can see how the Postal Service and blockchain will be a great fit for one another. So another story, Yahoo Japan is going to launch a cryptocurrency exchange in 2018. Once again, look at these companies we're talking about today. Google, U.S. Postal Service, Yahoo. It's just such big news all the way around. So they are going to be building this in Japan. It is going to Nikkei Asian Review. The Japanese internet firm will take a 40% stake in BitARG Exchange Tokyo next month with a plan to build a new exchange using BitARG technology in approximately a year's time. If you don't know Nikkei, I believe that was the same website that said that Binance was getting shut down. And so now you wonder, maybe if they knew this was coming and they were trying to wreck Binance a little bit. So I don't know. It seems like a little bit of a coincidence for me, too coincidentally, if you ask me. But that's just my personal feelings on it. So I hope that, this is going to be a good exchange. It's going to bring a lot to the cryptocurrency space, and it's not going to be something that, I think is a plague, which are crappy exchanges. I think those crappy and sketchy exchanges need to get out of here. So that is your daily crypto news.